and I'm listening to music, and I'm like kind of bobbing along, and I'm walking, and suddenly I am fucking, my leg is getting up to where my head is at, and I'm going down. And like it was so quick, but then everything slowed down instantly because then I immediately like, I know what to do. Don't fall on your ass. Twist yourself so you land directly on your fucking hip.
Yeah, smoke marijuana. I'm recording this now. We are recording. It's marijuana. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Without a Straight Man. My name is Lou.
And I am Addy.
Oh, we are the perspective without a straight man.
Yes.
Suck a dick.
Suck a dick. We did it. Listen, this will be the fourth episode?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. I got two. I got one that I'm working on. I got another that I need to move over, and then this one. So
okay. For some reason, I thought that this was the third one. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we did our third one a couple weeks back, I want to say. I don't...
Has that been a minute?
It was a couple weeks back.
I meant, has it been a minute?
Timer?
Yeah, I'm like looking at it, and I'm like...
The timer might be off because it has recordings on it. I still haven't cleared the cache. I'm going to pull all the recordings off.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. No, I'm just dumb.
You're not.
And I'm like, wow, did we talk for a whole... That's how high I am now. Like, that's... Because
because it counts back. It counts back. Yeah. It counts down from a weird way, so it'll say like 12 hours, but that's just like recording time left.
No. It's actually just like... It's because there's a bunch of time codes. I'm dumb. I went to film school. Like, I paid a lot of money, and I'm looking at something like, how do I tell the time on the recorder?
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to give you some credit here. You went to be a director. What director pays attention to that?
Okay, listen, a good director pays attention to everything.
Well, shit, how many good directors are there out there, really? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I doubt Steven Spielberg is counting shit.
Steven Spielberg doesn't have to. He has a dude who counts that for him, that he pays.
That's fair.
$2 an hour.
Steven Spielberg probably has like a whole slew of people who can count and do like the letters for him.
Quentin Tarantino would argue that there is that there is only one good director, him.
Are you serious?
No, I mean, okay. I'm being a little facetious, but I hate that guy.
I don't
know him personally, but I wouldn't want him anywhere near me because I have feet. So
Quentin Tarantino, oh man, I wouldn't want him near my fucking feet either. Listen, he'd want to lick them. And like I'm good. I don't even got good feet, and I don't need that. As much as like on one hand, I would almost feel like that's a compliment, but I would look at Quentin Tarantino and be like, ooh, he just looks skeezy, bro.
He looks like a foot.
Like
that. Maybe that's why he's in love with a foot. He's like someone who looks like me.
I know this makes it like sound worse, right? What I'm about to say, but like if Chris Evans wanted to see my feet, that would be one thing, because I feel like Chris Evans wouldn't betray my feet pics. Like, listen, if Chris Evans, like, if I send Chris Evans feet pics, they're just going to be for Chris Evans. He's never going to threaten me with them. Quentin Tarantino, though, man, I'm not saying, like, he's a blackmailer. I'm saying he looks like a blackmailer, and that's enough to keep me away.
He's not smart enough to blackmail someone.
No, probably not. He'd write a fan fiction about it instead.
I do want to talk about fucking directors being cunts.
I don't know.
Do you want me to talk about that? Like,
dude.
So I finally downloaded the Letterboxd app because I'm super cool and always behind the times.
I didn't know what that was until I saw you posting on Insta about it. It's like a fucking social media for films, right?
Yeah, kinda. Like, I did find out, dude, they made a bunch of Fear Street movies that are on Netflix. So I'm gonna
Holy
that
shit.
book series I really liked from R.L. Stine. I was like, holy shit.
Well, motherfucker, you were talking about that.
Yeah, and it looks like it's a lady who directed them, so I'm kind of excited. It looks like there's 3.
Yeah,
1978. Yeah, so it's part 1, 1994, part 2, 1978, and part 3, 1666. So I hope they make a bunch of them. Oh, a Space Jam. Ooh, Space Jam has only a 2.2 average rating. Suck a dick. I want it to fail so hard. I'm going to be so happy. All right.
It looked awful.
Good, and I want it to fail. Terrible. And I want every single one of these terrible reboot, everything. I want them to fail.
Yeah.
And I want to enjoy watching them fail because there is no God and there are no consequences.
I want to laugh as they lose all the money they put into it. And I want to be clear. I feel for the people who had to work on it.
Oh, sure.
I don't like ruin those people's careers, but also it wasn't their fucking idea to make that shithole movie.
No.
Whose idea besides Warner Brothers would that have? Who the fuck wakes up one day and is like, I have my magnum opus. What's it? What is it? Space Jam 2. Like no one is
Legacy.
Legacy with LeBron James. And once again, nothing against LeBron James. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, he wants money.
Terrible actor, but like he seems like a very nice guy. I don't like he's not, he's no worse than fucking Michael Jordan. Like Michael Jordan's a fucking terrible actor. But Michael Jordan was so bad that Michael Jordan was actually hilarious. Whereas LeBron James is like he just I don't want to laugh at LeBron James. Seems like a nice guy. Like I'm not going to laugh at LeBron James.
Yeah, we don't dislike LeBron James like we do Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. And like I say I can laugh at Michael Jordan, but that's because Michael Jordan is so awesome that like you can laugh at him, it doesn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, listen, Michael Jordan is a meme. He's a living meme. He fucking did drug commercials for McDonald's, and yet he doesn't give a fuck. He's fucking Michael Jordan. He's a living legend. It doesn't matter. LeBron James is probably fine with being made fun of, but I feel
we're trying really hard. People will be like, we're not racist.
That wasn't my intention, but also probably a little bit my intention. I mean, I'm white. White guilt.
The white guilt was coming up.
The white guilt was slipping through the cracks, man. It's just like, I am not racist, but I am also white, so maybe a little bit.
It's baked in.
It's baked
I don't
in.
like
It's
it.
inbred. So.
It is inbred. It's white.
It's very inbred. Especially on our family trees. Like, I've never, listen, people talk about that ancestry shit. I don't need to know how inbred my fucking family is, dog. I don't need to see that my cousin was also like my fucking, like, I don't know, some like my mom or some shit. Like, I don't need that. I don't need to know. I don't want to know how inbred they are. 23andMe can go fuck itself. So, directors.
So I was on this Letterboxd. And it's all right. It's pretty cool. Really why I did it is because I wanted to know for a really, really long time how many movies I've watched. It's something that, because you know me, I like to keep lists and keep track of everything I do.
So you've been like slowly adding it, or?
So, that's the wrong button. Nope, that's the wrong button too. That's the correct button. So, basically, it's all the pictures of all the posters, and you just click on them. And I'm like, this was made specifically for this one exact purpose, which I'm going to use it for. So far, I have marked 902 films that I've seen. So there was this guy I went to film school with named Tyler DePero. He's a really cool guy, and he still follows me on Instagram. He's a really good guy, and I think he owns a theater in Michigan or something. Yeah, and so he keeps track of how many movies he's seen, and I think he's seen like 2,500. And I'm like, all right, I just got to beat that guy because he's like the guy who's seen the most films in my life that I know of. So I'm just like, all right, I got to see more movies than that guy.
2,500. Hey, you got time.
And I'm sure like this is just what I've marked so far, and I have 150 on my watch list.
Yeah, I guarantee you definitely had to be in the thousands by now.
Yeah, I just like slowly am like trying to find my way through these.
I'll just explain it for people who don't know you. You come home with massive stacks of movies and documentaries.
They sit in my thing for months.
Yeah, sit in your little TV hutch or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and instead I just sit around and watch YouTube.
Well, listen, first off, YouTube it's easy. You don't got to put a DVD in.
I want to watch YMS react to things instead of reacting to things.
Yeah. I used to be one of those people who's like, I don't fucking get reaction channels. But after watching YMS highlights, like fucking, I do actually kind of get it.
YMS reacting to the Darman videos.
It really, I mean, obviously, I would hardly call him a reaction channel. No. Very different, but I get it. I love watching him fucking watch shit. Darman? Oh. Love watching Adam watch Darman videos. Nothing gives me joy than watching him get eternal joy from watching Darman.
Whoa, Pride Rock.
It's so self-important. I named the rock myself.
Yeah. So this Letterboxd app.
Yes.
So on this app, there's this under popular, you can hit like lists. And okay, so let's see, what have been. It's 2021, so 2016, so 5 years ago, in before, in 2016, there was an article in Entertainment Weekly about the newest, the upcoming Star Wars film, The Last Jedi. And and I was like, all right, Rian Johnson, this young upstart. I like Looper. This is a good time.
He made some episodes of Breaking Bad. It should be fine, right?
And so like I was like, I was reading this article. It was like about him, featuring him, and he was like, "These are the 5 movies you got to watch to understand The Last Jedi." And I remember I wrote them all down on a piece of paper, and I had them stuck to my corkboard. They actually stayed on my corkboard until like 2019. That's because I couldn't even remove them. Yeah. Like 2 years after, I would just look at them. I just think about it. I just think about The Last Jedi. Yes, and so, and I remember I think I only wound up watching one of which is The Bridge Over the River Kwai, which I loved. And
did you see why you needed to watch?
I did understand why. But that made me more furious because I was just like, but you did it bad. You did it bad. Why did you do it bad?
I would love to see a behind the scenes documentary about The Last Jedi. And I mean, I don't even mean like just what they're willing to show. Yeah. I want to see what happened. I just want to hear the phone call of Rian Johnson calling Kathleen Kennedy and being like, "So what's the plan?" And then being like, "There is none." And then them just hanging up the phone.
The end. Credits.
Because like on one hand, like I feel for the dude. I really feel for Rian Johnson because like I couldn't imagine being in that position.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have no plans.
Yep.
They don't know what the fuck they want to do, and then they tell you we can just do whatever. We don't care.
Yeah.
And then he does whatever, and like because it was the second movie in a fucking trilogy, it fucks everything up. And it's just not like I can't think of any good cinematography in it.
And you know, I'm sorry, I can blame him a little because it's like he didn't.
No, he didn't watch the movie.
He didn't
before.
watch
Yeah.
It's like they gave him like pictures of the people and like a blurb on the back of the picture.
He's like, "Can I get the screen, like the original script and the notes from it?" And they're just like, "No."
Yeah, it's just like
read Wikipedia, and that should be enough.
It's like he didn't. No, it's just like no, because if he would have read the Wikipedia, then he would have had more information.
Here's my question: when did The Last Jedi go into production?
It would have had to have been. I would imagine like right after.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah. The only reason I asked that question is like I feel like I'm trying to give this guy more credit, and I shouldn't, right? Because like he didn't do great, and like his script was not good. It just wasn't. Like it just was not good. None of the characters were written well. They were all very weird caricatures of themselves. Yeah. And regardless if you fuck up every character from the new trilogy, you had multiple movies to get fucking Luke Skywalker correct, and you fucked him up. And like that to me is the most egregious. Yeah, like he's
the sole writer on it.
Why would they not give him a fucking team of writers? Because I'm pretty sure J.J. Abrams wrote...
That's what I'm checking right now.
Yeah.
I'm checking to
Lawrence
see.
Lawrence Kasdan, I feel like, wrote The Force Awakens, or at least helped on it.
You're not facing the mic.
Oh, shit, my bad. Like, looking away and shit.
Like, looking away wistfully.
Wistfully.
Of Lawrence Kasdan. All right.
Man wrote fucking Empire Strikes Back, and he directed it. I have a lot of respect for Lawrence Kasdan.
Force Awakens.
And I know
I'm so high, it's very difficult for me to type.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Force Awakens. Which I won't lie, I've never been super crazy about the name.
Yeah, it's a weird name.
Can you feel it? It's an awakening. Like, all right, calm down. Yeah. They were really pushing my cheese. Okay, no.
What? How many?
It just proves more and more I'm gonna have to make that YouTube video because I'm gonna have to go deep. I'm gonna have to go deep in a hole. So technically, The Force Awakens was written by Lawrence Kasdan, J.J. Abrams, and some dude named Michael Arndt. So there are three boys on that. And then they were just like, we know. Let's give the middle movie to a dude who has 1 movie credit and 3 TV credits. It's literally the biggest franchise ever, like literally ever, and they're like, "This is a good." It's a conspiracy.
Yeah, think about the pressure. Think about the fucking pressure too. Like, you get in there. Because if I'm Rian Johnson, what I'm going to assume is that I'm going to have a team of writers. I'm going to assume it because it's Disney.
Yeah.
It's fucking Disney. Disney is just like, you can't have any gays. We gotta watch the script for gays because China.
Yeah.
But like, they let that dude just write whatever the fuck he wanted. And it's really weird to me. It's really, it's like they set him up to fail, man. And like, I'm not like, I think that's why, like, because you know me, I hate The Last Jedi.
I just don't. Unless they wanted it to purposely fail. But here's the thing, like...
Why would they?
That's what doesn't make sense.
You think Kathleen Kennedy... Like, listen, I'm making a joke because I know there are people who have actual conspiracy theories about
like,
Kathleen
we're not
Kennedy.
being serious. It's unfathomable to me.
Like,
I just
Kathleen Kennedy is
understand.
this, like, I fucking hate Star Wars, and I fucking hate Star Wars fans. I'm gonna destroy
the shit. Is it like
shit.
that episode of Curb where fucking Mel Brooks cast Larry David is Bialy-shocked to fail it, and it winds up becoming this big thing?
Might have been.
Like, I just... So you were asking me about the production. All right. About the production of The Last Jedi.
Because, well, to me, because Lawrence Kasdan is a acclaimed writer.
Yeah.
He's a fucking well-acclaimed movie writer. He wrote fucking
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yes,
which,
correct.
I mean, a lot of people bring up, it's just like one of the other Star Wars movies. And it's like, you had a dude who wrote the original Star Wars movies. Because I'm pretty sure he had something to do with the first one, too. But I feel like Lucas had more control over that boy. Is it doing something weird?
I don't know. It's just lighting up.
Oh, it does that sometimes. I don't know why, though.
All right. Give me 1 second, because... here's that list.
Oh, shit.
That list of movies. All right. In October 2012, Star Wars creator George Lucas sold his production company, Lucasfilm, to the Walt Disney Company. Disney announced a new Star Wars trilogy of films. J.J. Abrams was named director of the first episode in the trilogy, The Force Awakens. In January 2013, in June 2014, director Rian Johnson was reported to be in talks to write and direct its sequel, Episode 8, and write a treatment for the third film, Episode 9, with Ram Bergman producing both films. Johnson confirmed in August that he would direct Episode 8. In January 2015, Disney CEO Bob Iger stated that Episode 8 would be released in 2017. In December, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy said that the film had not been mapped out and that Abrams was collaborating with Johnson, who would in turn work with then Episode 9 director Colin Trevorrow to ensure a smooth transition.
So, we all know now that J.J. Abrams left him nothing.
So, can I call Maury Povich? Because I think he needs to inform the Disney company that was a lie.
Who is Colin? I heard that name.
I know that name. Hold on. Let me look. Ugh, it's fucking white men. Anyway.
It's always a white man.
All right. What'd you do? What is so important?
I know Jenny read some of his scripts.
Oh, you want to know why? He was too busy directing the Jurassic World movies. Fuck whoever this is.
No wonder they were just call JJ again.
Yep.
Here's my thing. I understand that Rian Johnson got a lot of criticism for Episode 8. You know what I would have done? I would have had him do Episode 3. Or, Episode 9. Sorry,
yeah.
Episode 3. I would have had him do Episode 3 because then at least it would have, tonally made sense.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense that you would go from fucking him down back to fucking J.J. Abrams, who just can't. That dude was trying. I get what he was in theory trying to do.
Yeah.
I get some of he was trying to be smarter.
Yeah.
Than that movie required him to be, and because of it, it came off really fucking stupid and pretentious. Yeah. In my opinion.
Talk about Jedi. Last Jedi. Yeah.
He tries so hard to pull the wool out of from underneath your feet, and I can appreciate trying to add something new and different to the story structure of Star Wars, because the story structure of Star Wars is very old. And it's classic fantasy, basically. And I get wanting to come at it. But you don't do that in the movie that is basically just a new trilogy of those kinds of movies. You do that with a movie like Solo. Or you do that with a Rogue One. And then you test that out. And then you do maybe a new series of films that are more in a different tone. You can't change the tone midway through and expect everyone to be able to fucking follow it. Not like that. Not like that.
People would argue with Empire that you do that with Empire, though. That everyone,
Yeah.
so everybody's defense for why The Last Jedi is good is The Last Empire is the Empire Strikes Back,
Which I
I love.
Like, on
I love
paper,
so much.
I guess on paper I
Yeah.
can understand where they think they're coming from.
Yeah.
They're wrong. But 100% wrong, and I'm going to explain to all of you listening why you're wrong if you feel that way.
The Last Disappointment Part 2.
The Empire. Oh man, fucking the Empire Strikes Back does really, really good in the movie itself to shift that tone. From the beginning, we start with Luke on the fucking Tauntaun.
Yeah.
And we have the tone of the original movie. It's there in
Okay.
those moments.
All
He's
right.
talking with Han, and they're chattering, and they're kind of bullshitting back and forth.
Yeah.
And it feels like that old space adventure.
Yeah.
And then what happens is he gets the shit beat out of him by the Wampa.
Yeah.
Which is the first slight tonal shift, but then it kind of comes back.
Yeah.
And then the base
And then he
is
makes
being
out with
attacked.
his
Makes
sister.
out with his sister.
Yeah. And
And-
now we're back in old Star Wars.
And now we're
territory.
back in old Star Wars again. It eases you more into the tonal shifts. Now, yes, a tonal shift happens in Empire, and that is correct, 100%. But the tonal shift, it doesn't get ahead of the characters.
You know what? You know what? You bring up a good point in how it's gentle. It's gentle within the movie.
Yeah.
We don't start off from page
No.
1 of the script of it's a different and darker
we
movie.
get into the tone as the characters shift in their tone, I guess.
It is. I still. I will argue too that those they're just not the same characters.
No.
They're
No.
like fan fiction characters of the
Yeah.
characters that
Rian Johnson had very different idea of what those characters were, and honestly, his version wasn't good.
I didn't think so. I didn't
And,
care.
and
for
maybe
it, but-
like if he would have done the first movie, I would have maybe had different feelings about
Yeah.
it. I would have loved to see Force Awakens done by Rian Johnson. This is what I will say. This is the credit I'm going to give you, Rian Johnson, if you're listening, because I'm sure you are. I don't know why, but you are.
in our minds.
In our minds, you're listening to this. I don't think you're a bad director. I have seen the other stuff you've done. You liked Knives Out.
I
right?
did. I love Knives Out.
I think that he's a creative dude. I think they gave him a franchise where he wasn't really able to be creative, and I think he did the best he was able to, but he did it in a way that contradicted everything that came before it.
Yeah.
And you can't do that on the sequel film. I can appreciate the effort, but you have to do that on a first film. I wish Disney would give him his trilogy back. I would love to see a trilogy with Rian Johnson. Would I like it? Maybe not. Maybe I fucking hate it.
I never want to see another Star Wars
No,
property. I just
really
don't.
I
just
liked
don't.
I liked
I'm
The
so
Mandalorian.
done.
I liked The Mandalorian. I don't think I'll ever watch another Star Wars movie again.
No.
I could do shows maybe, but even that's like a thin fucking line, baby, and that's only because
Yeah.
of that deep nostalgia that I have.
One of my favorite things about listening to Jenny Nicholson Sardonicast is how Adam is just like, I just don't care about Star
Yeah.
Wars, and I'm like, my man,
Yeah.
because I don't either.
No.
And it's saying like I have some Star Wars shit
Of
in my
course.
room because I did
But-
once really love Star Wars.
And
but
the thing is like liking those old movies is not equated to like loving Star Wars anymore.
Yeah.
Because I don't love Star. I love the
No.
games. I love the games that I played
Yeah.
and the nostalgia that I have for those old movies. And like I like Force Awakens. I know everyone hates Force Awakens now. And yeah, man, J.J. Abrams fucked up big time.
Yeah.
100%. But I don't know what position those guys were in. I don't want to judge because like I know working for Disney's horrible.
it can't be fun.
Yeah, we have constant like Joss Whedon's a piece of shit, right? I'm not defending Joss Whedon at all.
Yeah.
But Joss Whedon didn't want to work with him anymore.
No.
Like a lot of people didn't want to work with Disney. Fucking Edgar Wright left.
Yeah.
Fucking
Ant-Man.
yeah, a lot of people walked away because Disney's horrible to work for.
Yeah.
And they're incredibly restrictive. And this whole bullshit of, well, we just let them do what they want to do. That's bullshit. I'm
That's
sorry.
not true.
It's propaganda, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the directors might say it because they're contractually obligated to talk good about Disney because Disney is paying their bills.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you have a contract with Disney, you have a long contract with Disney. You don't
Yeah.
usually don't have a short-term
No.
contract with Disney.
So this
We went on.
letterbox
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
so this letterbox, so I don't even have it open anymore. So I brought up that list in the
Yes.
Last Jedi and all this stuff is because I have a hate boner for Wes Anderson. I really, and that's like not, it hasn't always been that way. I used to actually enjoy his films, but after going to film school and like just being around pretentious cunts all the time, like I look at his movie, I'm like, you're one of those people, aren't you? I don't know anything about this guy, but it was especially when I was watching previews for the Grand Budapest Hotel. I was like, this looks like a parody movie of a Wes Anderson movie. And I was like, the dude's eating his own asshole, and I'm done with it. Like, I can't stand shit like that. And he's got a new one coming out called The French Dispatch. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen one.
It's a pretentious name.
Just like, I've seen nothing. I hate it. I want it to burn. It won't, because he's Wes Anderson and he has a fucking cult following like QT and fucking... Who's the other guy? Fuck.
Oh, shit.
There's 3 super stylized directors.
Andy, what's his face? I know you have issues with him, and he keeps getting work despite all the fucked up shit he did, right?
Andy.
He was in Ants. He was in that movie Ants.
Oh, and Woody Allen?
Why did I say Andy,
he hasn't
bro?
made a movie in a while. I don't know, but anyway, I just hate Wes Anderson because he just comes off, his films come off very pretentious to me, and I just ugh.
Well, so it's like really frustrating that like those guys can continue to make movies forever and be the shittiest people, but like if a good person fucks up once.
So I will say, I think it's the Coen brothers. Those are the other ones I don't like. I do not like the Coen brothers either.
Also, God, who did Winter Soldier in them? Those guys. You don't like those guys.
Oh, the
either.
Russo brothers. Fuck those cunts.
Fuck the Russo brothers. Well, when I heard about how they did their fucking filmmaking. Well, we just try to trick people.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys are terrible fucking storytellers. You're awful and I fucking hate you.
Yeah, once everything came out about how they had to shoot Endgame and all that stuff, I was just like, you're done.
Yeah.
You guys think that you're just clever, pretentious cunts.
You like to smell your own fucking farts. Go fuck yourself. I got no time for that shit. Continue.
Fart fetishists. I think Wes Anderson is probably actually like a pretty decent guy. Like really nice actors always work with him and stuff. So I trust that
I've never heard horrible things about Wes Anderson, but he does come off.
It just his shit comes off anyway. So I was just perusing these lists to try to find more movies that I had watched. Wes Anderson's 32 films to watch before The French Dispatch. And I'm like, it's bad enough Rian Johnson was like, watch these 7 films, but this dude's like, fuck you, 32 films. Like, fuck off.
If I have to do that much homework before a film, I'm just not gonna watch the film, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I love art. I watch fucking I mean, we can argue about like certain aspects of that movie, but fucking we watch that fucking God, why can't I think of it? The doll is right there. Gone with the Wind. Thank you.
Gone with the Wind.
I was about to say Gone Without a Wind. Yeah, I watched Gone Without a Wind. Fucking newest animated movie by DreamWorks.
Yeah.
So watch Gone with the Wind. I can't even say it. It's a long movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's very artsy in its own way. It's fucking kind of racist, but you know, like we
mildly racist.
We can have a conversation about that. That movie didn't require me to read 400 books and like know a ton of shit because like it just kind of explains as it goes, which I feel like movies are supposed to.
Yeah.
And like I'm all for like artsy movies and shit where it's not like spoon-fed to me. In fact, you know, I hate being spoon-fed shit. It annoys the shit out of me unless it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Some stories require it. But I don't like that. I don't like the concept of it.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to sue. Because like it's stressful. I gotta watch these movies to be smart. 47 fucking movies to be smart enough to watch your one movie.
Yeah, and it's just like you're not that important.
No. How fucking smart do you think you are, motherfucker?
I also am really done with. Okay, as someone who I'm about to contradict myself here, but as someone who really loves the movie Cinema Paradiso, as someone who really likes that movie, I really fucking hate these filmmakers who are like the rich history of cinema, and I'm licking it and I'm fucking it and I'm like, stop. Yeah. It is. Listen, I get loving something and being into something, but dude, anybody who dedicates their life to any single one thing, I'm sorry, you're dumb. You're foolish and you believe in things that aren't real.
Variety is the spice of life, my friend. Like it just, to me, you're shutting down an entire, like many sides that you can experience, and for no reason at all other than like this idea that when you dedicate yourself to something, you have to dedicate it 100%. Because I feel like that's where that comes from. And maybe like they genuinely feel that way.
Yeah, and they want to, and that's their business to do. But don't sit like. So here's what it is: The French Dispatch pays homage and owes a debt to a rich, diverse cinematic history.
Oh, eat my asshole!
Here are some of the films that provided inspiration to the filmmakers, cast, and crew in no particular order. And it's all fucking shit from France and fucking shit like that. And I'm just like, I have no problem. Although I'm really not I like German cinema over French cinema.
I've never gotten much into French cinema.
Yeah, Italian and German cinema, I've particularly enjoyed. A lot of like newer stuff. I really enjoy Iranian films.
I love Korean films.
Yeah.
South Korean films, mwah,
yeah.
beautiful.
But like, I just, yes, you should watch a large variety of movies spanning the entire history of movies. But stop sniffing your own farts and being like, do they just think that they're like, I'm bringing culture to the Westerners? And it's just like, stop.
That's how it feels. I mean, maybe it's just because they're in that bubble.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to be in that bubble and shit. You know, I would never want to be in that bubble.
Yeah.
I know that Hollywood, though, is a very like insulated community, I guess. But it's weird. They're so well. Honestly, first and foremost, y'all make every person who like leans left even a little bit look bad.
Yeah.
Stop it. Just stop being pretentious assholes because
it ruins your message.
It ruins the message. Well, it's I'll tell you right now, it's why the fucking Democrats are no longer the party of the people because now they're the party of the movie star, and that's not where you want to be.
No.
Fuck those guys. Like not fuck those guys. They're fine people, but like I don't want them to represent.
Yeah.
All of society with their pretentious shit because LA is a pretentious goddamn place.
It is.
I spent a little time in LA. We went to LA.
Yeah.
I got to see the Scientologists and the fucking Michael Jackson dancers and the fucking robot people.
Neat.
It was very interesting. I got to see the Chinese Man's Theater, whatever the fuck it's called.
Grauman's Chinese Theater.
Oh, thank you. I said man. The Man's Chinese Theater.
Yeah.
Grauman's, thank you. I got to see like the sights and shit. And let me tell you, LA sucks. It was good
I
to
wouldn't
see.
live there.
It was cool to see. I would never want to live there. No, man. Well, you can just feel it. You can tell who is a tourist. You can tell who lives there, and you can just like there's like this very like South Park said it best. There's a very smug vibe on the West.
Yeah.
And I've never been to San Francisco, which I hear is very smug.
Yeah, I've never been there.
I would love to go see it. I would also never want to live in San Francisco.
It's very expensive.
Very
It's
expensive.
one of the most expensive places to live in.
It is,
like
and also
the
just
world.
too many hills. Too many hills.
There are a lot of hills.
So many hills, and I don't like living on hills. I have a thing about hills.
All right.
Like, what if I drop a bunch of fucking bouncy balls while I'm trying to go into my fucking house? I'm fucked. If I'm in the middle of that hill or I'm on the top of it, like, if I'm fucked, man. I ain't getting any of those bouncy balls back. I'm not dealing with that. That would ruin my entire goddamn week.
I mean, I'd be more concerned about the earthquakes, but...
It depends. Are the earthquakes making me lose my bouncy balls?
Yeah, I'd say that
Well,
they probably would, yeah.
Fuck that place, then yeah, I don't want to live there.
I always think of the movie 2012. It's just like fucking jutting up in the air.
Also, like, everyone's like mass exiting California right now because of the droughts. So, like,
well, it's too expentive to live there. It's like $1 billion to live there. Why do you keep doing
like
that, Recorder?
Straight up, I'm just gonna say it. If Iowa, not Iowa, fuck, what am I thinking of? Like the fucking shitty, like empty state, not shitty, but like the empty ass fucking states in the middle of the country, like Wyoming and shit.
Yeah.
Like if those states weren't as like hardline about certain shit,
yeah,
I would totally go live in those areas. Those areas are quiet.
Yep.
You don't got a bunch of pretentious fucks. But, like, now what's going to happen is all the pretentious fucks are going to move to the Midwest. And so we're going to see the Midwest become more pretentious, which I would love to see. That'd be hilarious. I would love someone to fucking come here and try to be pretentious.
Oh, especially with Mr. Bloaty Legs.
The moment you look and see the people who live out here.
Yeah.
How can you be pretentious about this? I want to see it.
Yeah.
All the pretty people moved out west, and all the freaking pretty people kind of moved back to the ugly-ass Midwest.
Yep.
And I'm like, listen, not everyone out here is ugly. We're very attractive people. Just imagine the two most attractive people you've ever heard talking.
That's us.
That's us. In any picture you see otherwise, that's just the bad lighting. But... But just, I don't know. It's very interesting. It's very interesting what kind of like groupthink is out there.
Yeah.
And it's not in every part of California. There's some parts of California that are super fucking red, like San Diego, for example.
Oh, are they?
Yo, yeah, San Diego. And the area my uncle lived in especially, I can't remember what it was called now, that area. It's where Scientology's headquarters are at. Yeah, New Hamlet or whatever the fuck he lived in. Hamlin or whatever.
Okay.
Wherever Scientology headquarters, he lived there. And I remember when I went back in like 2005, it was before high school.
Yeah.
It's like 2006 actually, probably. The summer of 2006 maybe. It was nice, very nice area. In 2008 happened.
Yeah.
And like it looked rough when I went there in 2019. And it's still a nice area, but like it just looked rougher. Like it looked like
probably because a lot of the people who lived in those houses couldn't live in those houses
that's what
anymore.
happened. That's exactly what happened.
Yep.
My uncle talked about it a bit because I was like, this area looks kind of rough, and he was just like, oh yeah, it's fucking rough now. He goes, the housing market fucking just dropped.
Yep.
And those houses were hella expensive, and I'm sure they still are because it's California. Yep. But it's just fucking wild. It was wild to see. Like I got to see the housing market crash in a way that I mean, we did out here obviously, but out here it's always kind of sucked.
I've been watching Twin Peaks. And in the third season, there's there's a bunch of houses that are up and they're really bad looking.
Oh man.
Yeah, because what happens is like then these skeevy people buy up these houses really cheap from the bank and then rent them out at like ridiculously high to like these people who can't get regular renting situations.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know how you fix the renting situation in this country. Like I don't want to say like government run housing is the way to fix it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
There's issues with government run housing, 100%. But like I don't know, you need to do something because like the renting situation is ridiculous.
Yeah,
you have all these fucking big companies buying all the fucking rental properties and just not doing anything because they don't care. They don't have to.
No, when
you have that much money.
Yeah, why bother?
Fucking fuck capitalism, kids. That's what we're really trying to say here. If we can teach you anything with this podcast, fuck capitalism.
So you were, right before the mics went hot, as the kids say, you were saying something about what was it? I can't remember now.
Oh, fuck. Was I saying something about my family?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh, there was a story. Let me go. About fucking my aunt's head getting caught up in the fucking window. So... because that's what it's about, right? The window thing. Because I was talking about the windows.
Yes.
Okay. So a little backstory. We were in the car going grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And you went to roll your window up. And I moved my hand. You were like, oh, sorry. And I was like, oh, no, I can hear those. So I have this aunt. Her name is Diane. And like, I will say we're in a better place now. But I used to hate her as a kid.
Yeah.
For a fucking good reason. She was a cunt. She's always kind of yelling. Very loud German woman. And she's American, obviously, very American, but the German's there. You can just feel it. You can feel it in her genes. Well, her parents were full German.
Nice.
From German. They were Hitler Youth and everything.
Hot.
Which,
not really.
Once again, Hitler Youth doesn't mean that they were Hitler. They were fucking Hitler's boys or anything.
Yeah.
But they said some things that made me question that a few times.
Yeah.
But we're not going to get into that here, right? So... she was like yelling at my sister, like her, and like she was in the car with my uncle who's driving it, and they were outside of a restaurant, probably Steak and Shake, because those motherfuckers love Steak and Shake.
Ugh.
Anytime we'd go on family vacation,
Steak and Shake.
Where are we going to stop to eat before we get to the house? Steak and Shake. Why? Because Steak and Shake.
Well, Steak and Shake did used to be good.
Used to be. And it's not expensive, which I imagine is more why they go there.
Yeah.
And, well, Dad was just like, Steak and Shake's great. I just think Gen Xers love Steak and Shake.
Yeah, that's true. They love diners.
They love diners.
Thanks, Seinfeld.
My dad loves fucking diners. That's what my dad has always wanted to open, was a fucking diner. It's his dream. It's his fucking dream, man. It's weird. And it's not weird, but like to me it's weird, because to me the idea of my dream involving people the public, fuck that. Like I would like to be successful in a way that I don't have to interact with the public very often.
That's my dream.
Yeah, that's
hire
the best
people
way.
To cook and manage my money for me.
Yeah, and then I just can kind of do whatever the fuck I want to the rest of my life. That's the dream.
That's my dream.
I don't know if I'll ever hit that. If I do, it's great. If not, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking ruin my life over it. But no, I would never want to open a restaurant. That sounds like a nightmare. But Gen Xers, man, they have weird dreams. They have different dreams than us. But they're outside, and she's like yelling at my sister. For some reason, she's yelling at my sister. She's always yelling. They're like having a shouting match. My cousins are in the back of the car with her. Because I want to say like my cousins had flown out. Because they would, every now and again, they used to fly out to St. Louis to spend time with us. And she's yelling at my sister. My sister's making direct eye contact with her. And I don't know even what she said. But mid-yell, I guess John didn't realize her head was out the window. And she's like yelling out the window. And like her head's out and everything. And I guess she had pulled her arm back in. Her head's still out and she's still yelling. And John rolls the fucking window up. And she's like, and Courtney's like, you can just hear that immediately. And it's the one time I really regretted not going out with my family, because I would have loved to fucking see that because that's hilarious.
That is
she didn't get
hilarious.
hurt, obviously.
That's good.
But yeah, kids, fucking, if you learn a lesson, don't yell with your head out the window.
That's, oh my God.
I like to think, like, obviously, like, he said it was an accident, but I honestly think John did that shit on purpose.
That sounds purposeful to me.
Like, right?
That sounds purposeful.
Imagine you're
to
married
me.
to someone who does that all the time.
Yeah, I would.
I would.
I would do it.
100%.
I would
Sorry.
definitely do it. Yeah, I would 100% do it.
So that was nothing long, but like I had to tell you that when you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because when I think of like fucking shit getting caught up in the window, I never got to see it, but I just have this mental image of my large German aunt with a fucking head out the window.
Yes. Yep.
As he's driving away.
Good old Uncle John.
Good old Uncle John. Thanks, Uncle John.
What else did you have on the docket to talk to me about?
I feel like I might have had something else, right? Let me think here. Hold on. Let me pull up. I might have said something like yesterday, didn't I? Did I say something?
Oh man,
I feel like we were talking
remember.
about it yesterday. So let me do a little digging here. Can you tell we both have ADHD? Fucking.
I'm also on drugs.
I'm a little on drugs.
We
I could probably
are
be
all
more
on drugs. Yeah.
Let's see here.
Give me some of that stuff. Woo! I actually don't like Weezer, which I think we actually talked about on
let's talk about me fucking falling yesterday.
Oh yes. Yes, you said that there was more to the story.
Yeah, there's a little more to
Okay.
the story.
Okay.
So I went walking in the morning. I decided I'm going to start trying to walk in the morning because it's cooler.
Yeah.
And there's less people usually, although not today. So I go walking. We have a park nearby our house, for those who don't know. And you know the path. Fucking, there's like this big roundabout path. And you walk through the fucking hockey rink or whatever the fuck that is, the roller rink. We have like a roller rink in our park because we used to live in a rich white area.
Yeah, correct. Not anymore.
Not really anymore. Listen, it's still very white. It's just Hoosier white now. I want to be clear about that.
Yeah.
I'm not dismissing and saying like minorities moved in and ruined the area.
No, just trashy white people.
Trashy white people. So I'm walking and I go through.
We could probably use some more people of minority.
Honestly, yeah, it'd be better.
Minority around, yeah.
I cannot wait for the white flight. I'm looking forward for it.
That family that moved in behind in that house, they're so nice.
They're very nice people.
Like more of them, less Hoosier white
they're
people.
Quiet. Like I don't really notice them most of the time, and those are my favorite neighbors. Honestly,
Yep.
I just want to say that.
Quiet neighbors who don't
I
talk.
think people like us.
People who mind their business.
People like us who are like queer,
Yeah.
or like different minorities and shit.
Yeah.
Probably do keep to themselves more because it's like we kind of have to, right?
Yeah,
We
fair.
have to keep
That's
it
fair.
low.
That's fair.
We gotta be low image about it. But these fucking Hoosier white motherfuckers, man. We have this neighbor who just revs his fucking truck at all hours,
constantly,
just driving it.
Yeah.
For no reason. I have a small penis. And he just like everyone knows he has a small penis. Like we've all accepted it, but he just keeps tells us every fucking day how small his dick is.
He's really proud of it.
He's very proud of it, and like he also has like really like puffy legs. We were talking.
He
about
needs
that
to go
earlier.
get that. Well, we were talking about the healthcare thing.
Yeah, we were talking about the health, which we will get into. I know you want to get into that.
I can talk about that again. Yeah.
Did we talk about that?
No.
Okay.
We talked about it earlier.
That's right.
When the mics were not hot. Yeah.
Very puffy legs.
But I want to know about your fall.
So I'm walking. And then we have this path that kind of dips down. This walking path that'll dip down, will lead into another section of the park that has the baseball diamonds. And I'm like, I'm going to go there. Now, this path is kind of in a foresty area.
I was going to say, was it the forest one before the bridge or the open one
right
after
before
the bridge?
The bridge?
Okay.
So I'm going down this path, and it's a hill.
Yeah.
And the ground is wet because I guess it rained the night before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. I can do this. Now, I'm wearing these Skechers, and it's important that I bring this up. I'm wearing these Skechers because these Skechers are made to slip on.
And those Skechers are sketchy.
They're very sketchy. They have no grip on them at all. So I just don't, when I'm walking the fucking park path, I don't think much about it because I'm like, I don't need to be worried about slipping and sliding.
Yeah.
So I'm going down, and there's an old guy on the left side of the walkway.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, a person. He's not wearing a mask, and I don't bring masks with me because we're outside. It's fine, but I still don't like to be too close to people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just going to stick to my path, and I noticed that there's like a muddy path coming up.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I'm like, it's fine. It looks fine. It looked like it dried. It looked straight fucking dried.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can make it. And I'm listening to music, and I'm like kind of bobbing along, and I'm walking, and suddenly I am fucking, my leg is getting up to where my head is at, and I'm going down. And like it was so quick, but then everything slowed down instantly because then I immediately like, I know what to do. Don't fall on your ass. Twist yourself so you land directly on your fucking hip. For some reason, that is what the thought process was. And I did.
Yeah.
I twist myself around midair, I'm sure. Because at this point, my feet are gone. They're not underneath me anymore. And I slam my head right into this concrete part, in the mud, in the dirt.
Oh, man.
I got mud all over my shorts and shit. And I immediately start cussing. I'm just like, motherfucker. Like, it's like
which is the appropriate
fucking
at least
response.
for me.
I'm just like, God damn it. And I'm taking my headphones out of my ears, because there's still a song playing, so I can't hear anything. So I'm screaming it, I'm sure. I'm sure there are people, there's like old people who just went there to walk their dogs and like knit in the park, who just had to hear, God damn it, echoing throughout. And this old dude who was like 78 years old, definitely, like, he's like right there. I will give this old man credit. He was right there at my side. But not only am I embarrassed, because I just fucking ate shit in front of us. I'm like not even 30 yet, and I just ate shit in front of a 78-year-old looking dude. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, don't touch me, COVID. And I'm like, yeah, I think what I said was, no, but I'm all right, man. And I was just like,
Which is the most stoner response.
It is.
To are you okay? No, man, but I'll be all right.
I'll be, and I was still a little high, just a little. I just smoked just a little bit before my walk, and I'm glad I did.
Oh my god,
I ate shit so hard, and that old dude's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm good, but whatever. And then he's just like, that's what I'm always worried about, slipping on fucking mud. And I said, well, hey man, now you know, don't walk on that part. And he starts fucking laughing. I get up, and then I realize I've just been like cussing, like cunting, and like right in front of this old fucking dude. And I look at him like, yeah man, I'm sorry about cussing. And he just kind of looks at me weird, like, you just fucking fell, and you're fucking apologizing. I'm like, sorry about that, man. I'm sorry for inconveniencing your day. Ever apologizing for existing. And then he's just like, I was in the Navy for 55 years.
Yeah, okay, that's enough. That's enough explanation.
Yeah, and he's just like, you're not going to bother me. Ha, 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 ha. Have a good day. Don't slip anymore. And I'm like, you neither. As if he did. And that was my interaction. And then I just had to finish my walk limping the whole way, because I'm like, well, I'm not going to shamefully walk back up the hill.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, I'm finishing my fucking walk.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure I went back up the hill. I did, actually.
Yeah.
Very slowly, though. And I almost slipped again, because there was another muddy spot, and I started to step in it, and then I was like, don't do that. And I could feel the ground slipping out from right underneath me.
Oh my god.
So that was my Saturday morning. And I got to say, I'm really impressed, because it didn't ruin my day. In fact, it was one of the funniest things that's ever happened to me. But fuck, it did. My hip's been fucking bruised and shit since, because I landed right on it.
I'm sorry, that does suck, but
That's so
funny
funny.
Story,
it's
though.
so fucking funny. I had to tell you, as soon as it happened, I'm like, I cannot wait to tell Lou this tomorrow on the podcast, because I did, and I was like, you got this. Yeah. I was so confident that I didn't realize that literally, my feet were not even underneath me anymore.
Yep.
I'm going downhill. There was a lot of bad decisions made. But yeah, that was my walk. So,
oh man.
Speaking of slamming your hip on the ground and luckily not needing medical attention, tell me about the fucking healthcare industry, Lou.
So, just like I get into it with people sometimes talking about people be like, oh, capitalism is the greatest thing, blah, blah, blah. It's so good for medicine, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, listen, at least we don't have breadlines. At least we've never had breadlines in this country.
Yeah, and there are no concentration camps.
No concentration
Except
camps.
They're called detention centers here, but don't point that out to
we don't call
anybody.
them concentration camps, so it's fine.
Yeah, just because.
And internment camps. We had internment camps too. Let's not forget that we had Japanese internment camps that we really like to not talk about.
Yeah, and it's they're not genociding you, but we're genociding somebody.
Yeah, in one way or another. Even if we're not actively putting them in gas chambers, we're ruining these people's lives.
Yeah.
We're making it hard for them to live and exist in a way they should be able to. So is it better in theory? I guess. Yeah, I'm not here to say fucking detention centers are exactly like Hitler's fucking concentration camps, but they're still concentration camps.
Yep. So it's just but it's just so I'm doing, I'm constantly going to the doctor doing doctor related things.
You've had a lot of experience with doctors.
I do have a lot of experience with doctors. And it's just people who tell me that capitalism is better versus a socialized system. They're like, oh, because the wait times. Wait times. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, here in capitalism, Lou, I mean, you've never waited, right? You
No.
can go to the drive-through doctor and get healed immediately, right?
Yeah. But it's just like, for capitalism, see, I still have to wait 2 months, and it's going to cost me an asshole to go get it done. And but in socialized medicine, I might have to wait 4 months, but it'll be free.
And here's also the thing to remember about socialized medicine. If it's an emergency, you don't wait at all.
Yeah.
And there have been times where you go to the emergency room and they're like, you got to wait.
Yeah.
And
then you die.
And then you die because you're waiting. Now, like, yes, we can make the argument, well, if it's a real emergency, well, how the fuck did they determine without looking at it that it's a real fucking emergency?
Yeah.
Just saying. Like,
Unless you're like spurting blood or passing out, like,
and even then, dude, like I've gone to the hospital, people who have cut themselves, like cut themselves, and they're like, take some gauze and go sit and wait for us to call you. Like, I mean, like, I understand you only get so many doctors, especially at night in the ER, but like, then maybe the system is broken and you should fix it.
Yeah, maybe we need to incentivize becoming a doctor.
Yeah.
And then have more doctors so doctors don't burn out.
Yeah, and so they're not complete fucking assholes.
Yeah.
With no empathy left.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest problems that America has is that we think that like so many things are just like ordained.
Yeah.
Like you have a gift for this. You have a purpose for this.
Meritocracy, Lou. We live in a meritocracy. Some people, if you work hard and you have the skills, you're just better and you deserve to make $10 billion more than everyone else.
Yeah, and it's just like, no.
Yeah,
people have interests, and if you cultivate that interest properly, with a good diet and good parents and good education, then they will become a decent person who will do good things. But instead we want to like, okay, we're going to make every single person in the country suffer as much as possible to quote unquote build their character.
Catholic guilt.
It's just like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
I just like, if like people will tell me like, what is it? What did I say? Because it was,
you don't have to wait with socialism, or you don't have to wait with capitalism. Socialism,
yeah, it
you
was.
gotta wait.
Yeah, and now I can't remember.
It was about like the money thing, or
it just with enough money, you should be able to go get health care really quick, and that's just not the case.
Well, you have a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
That you need. That you need to double check something. And it was, what, 4 months, I think you had to wait?
Yeah.
You're still waiting,
yes.
obviously.
Yes, still waiting. It's still 2 months.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'll ask them, like, so what am I supposed to do between now and then? Then I get like, oh, we'll put you on the wait list. Oh, okay.
Well, it's like fucking, even with dental shit.
Oh my
like
goodness,
I have a really great dentist.
Yeah.
I do not want to shit on my dentist at all. Great guy, fucking awesome guy. He's doing his best, and so far I can eat off this fucking side of my mouth now. That's awesome. I've fucked teeth, guys. Brush your fucking teeth and take care of that shit, and ignore your parents' terrible fucking dental advice.
Yes.
If you're using alcohol-based mouthwash, throw that shit right the fuck in the garbage. Do fucking not substitute that.
Yeah.
I'm warning all of you. And don't eat just nothing but candy either, because you will literally fuck your teeth. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I've literally not bought candy since you brought that up. I was like I've eaten like Lifesaver here and there, but like I'm trying to be much more careful about it, because I'm like, oh my god, you're right. Like I'm like, fuck, I'm not riding out these new teeth.
Yep.
I say new, my fixed teeth. Excuse me. But like I gotta wait till April 12th to get my front boys done.
Yeah.
And which is fine, but I got like an active cavity going.
Yeah.
And I was like consciously thinking about that, and I was like, these people are just banking on the fact that I won't need another root canal.
Yeah.
And hoping my teeth will hold out that long, but like that's very like that. Like I know with dentists, some people would argue it's different, but it's not. Yeah. Dental health is arguably more important than other facets of health. Fucking, I learned some shit about dental health. Eye health too, believe it or not, because you can learn a lot from the eyes. You can fucking learn if you're gonna have a fucking heart attack coming up. Days in advance usually. It's fucking wild, isn't it?
Yes.
It's all to do with the veins, bro. All to do with the veins. But there's all these like sects of medicine that we ignore.
Yeah.
And like you just have to wait for.
Yeah.
Then they're still important. Like the only things that get treated like immediately, and I fucking not even immediately, is like heart shit. And even then, it's only immediate if it's immediately an issue.
Yes.
I'm sure if you have to have a transplant or something, fucking you're waiting for that bitch.
Yep. Yeah, it's just you would think, you know, it's the greatest system in the world. I have money and insurance. Why isn't everything just...
Why can't I literally just order my health care and have it taken care of?
Yeah.
Why can't I fucking call up the fucking health place.
Yeah.
And the way that I can call up a goddamn pizza place. Because it's not me who's comparing them.
Yeah.
It's these other people who are comparing the two.
Yeah.
Because you do hear.
Yeah.
Oh, you need competition in healthcare because it's like pizza place. Otherwise, this is an exact quote from someone.
It's just like, oh, I guess, okay, so I'm human capital then at that point.
Human capital management.
Yeah.
You need to manage that human capital, bro. Healthcare makes no... Here's the thing. It makes sense to me how it's supposed to make sense, but our country's version of it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
The only way it makes sense is if you realize that a bunch of fucking health, like, insurance providers and shit tricked a bunch of people.
Yep.
And got a bunch of politicians underneath their fucking belt due to money. So only then does it make sense.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you cannot defend it.
No.
There is no defense of it. Well, so I need insurance. But if I have insurance, I can't just go to any doctor.
Yeah, I can only go to these certain doctors.
Yeah, I am paying for insurance. In a capitalistic system, I am fucking paying for it.
Yes.
I should just be able to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. But no, you can't.
But you can't.
Because this dude because this dude has this deal with this guy and this thing with this thing and that thing.
And if you go to this guy, it won't cover as much.
Yeah.
But if you go to this guy, it'll cover fucking more.
Because me and him, we shook some hands and exchanged some cash, and now we got it on the. And it's just like.
And it's like, oh, but also like.
But but these better than Russian concentration camps. Yeah. So.
It's better.
Fuck me, I guess.
It's better than Venezuela.
Yeah.
I fucking love Venezuela getting brought up. Fucking Venezuela. You want to have fucking healthcare like Venezuela? Yeah, I'd love to have healthcare like Venezuela. I think all the rest of the shit they do wrong. But if they provide universal health care, then yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for universal health care.
Yep.
Because let me tell you, in Canada, you break a fucking bone, it's fine.
YMS's story.
Yeah.
How'd you take the brother part of the story? His brother driving from Alberta to Jasper.
I love that his brother. First off, I know people like that. I know my cousin Pat was like that. That would be high on drugs. I'm coming to get you, and he'd fucking end up in another area completely.
Yep.
I just love it. I just love. You got one son who broke his leg in the United States with no fucking health insurance, and another one who drove drunkenly to fucking another part of Canada without his ID.
It's no wonder that Adam's a gay furry.
Yeah,
with parents like that.
Yeah, listen, I don't know his parents.
He basically grew up in like the Missouri of Canada.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
What part did he grow up in?
Alberta.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard that it's not. It's like it's the Bible Belt essentially of Canada.
Part.
Like it's not like there is religious stuff there, but it is like conservative.
Is like Vancouver like the one good place in Canada to live? I mean,
it's
not
very,
the one place.
It's very blue.
Yeah.
In terms.
Oh, I know there's parts.
It's like the Los Angeles.
There's parts of French Canada that are apparently good, but then you got to deal with the French Canadians.
And they're just apparently if they see anything in English, they'll decapitate you or something. I don't know. That's just like
giant assholes. Well, here's their thing, and I get it, right? This is the same in France too. They don't fucking want you to come to their country and not make an effort.
Yeah.
You should fucking learn how to ask for the bathroom and shit. They want to see an effort. Now, if you're making an effort.
Yeah.
They're usually more than willing to work with you. I say usually because there are some people who are just like, fuck those Americans, which I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I'm like that too. I'm like, fuck these Americans. I look at myself in the mirror saying that. But there's this weird like attitude of like, well, you're in my area, you need to speak my language. And French people are just as bad as fucking Americans are about it. They're just as fucking shitty about it. And it's just like English and French are the two top languages spoken across the world.
Nice.
And it's like, you guys just need to stop being assholes, man. Like, listen, I get frustrated at myself when I can't understand what someone says. It is never on them. I am never get frustrated with someone who speaks Spanish because I'm like, how dare they speak Spanish? I get frustrated at me because I'm like, damn it, why have I not learned Spanish yet? Because there's so many gendered words. And it's so confusing for my stupid American brain. We don't gender words here.
Yeah.
It's the one thing I'm really happy about with English. English is nonsense. It
is completely just.
But yeah, no, it's healthcare. Totally fucking. But that story's wild.
I don't know.
It's terrible. It's fucking awful, dude. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. It does, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Profit motive, it makes complete sense.
Yeah. From like a capitalist point of view, it makes perfect sense.
Also,
but from a human point of view, it makes no sense.
Like, can we talk about like the fact that like we fund research, medical research, like taxes?
Yeah.
We pay for all the medical research that these companies do, and then they charge us for it. I'm sorry, but who can explain that to me? Well, they did the work. Well, I paid for it. I paid for the work.
Do you mean like the schools and stuff? Because like the companies, when they do R&D, their company pays for it.
Of
We
course.
don't. Yeah, but
we fund
the
like
grants, like any grants that anybody gets,
Yeah.
we are funding because that's a part of the
and
budget.
we fund a lot of medicines. The
course,
government
yeah.
is a huge funder of that shit. So it's fucked to me.
Yeah, because like the grants that you receive from the government is
Yeah.
tax money. So yeah.
And here's my thing: if you receive a grant, I shouldn't have to pay for that shit. I already paid for it.
Yeah.
I already fucking paid for it.
Yeah.
Like I know
that's true.
That makes me sound like an asshole who doesn't know what they're talking about. To some people, I'm sure. I know there's a million people who try to explain to me why it actually does make sense. And I'm not ignoring your logic. I'm saying the system that you're explaining to me is bullshit.
It
and
is.
It doesn't
Yes.
make sense.
Yeah. Like it makes like how they could explain it and them explaining the system. I'm like, yes, logically that does make sense, but also do you understand that system doesn't need to be in place?
Yeah.
Like that's not something that somebody like another entity told us how to do things. It's something that we came up with to create a system that hurts more than it helps.
Yeah. It's so you can still keep the monarchies in place with no monarchies. How do you keep the nobility? You make a class divide.
I think so. You don't even want to know how much the royalty thing has occupied my mind recently because I just walk around and I'm like, nothing's different.
No.
It's the same, but they just came up with a structure and called it fair.
They learned how to farm.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it wasn't even them that learned how to farm. It was someone that they took advantage of who learned how to
It's why
do
they
it.
moved over here because they wanted to be royalty.
Yeah.
So they created a system where it was fair royalty, where if you work hard enough, you can become a member of royalty too. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
That's all the new system is moving away from nobility to capitalism is you can buy your way into royalty if you get lucky.
We can all be kings.
Yeah.
Except we can't.
Yeah.
Because in order to get wealth, you have to take advantage of other people.
And it's not even it's almost worse than saying like, well, just God doesn't like you, that's why he made you a peasant and me a king.
Yeah.
It's worse because it falls on the actual individual, as it's not something you can't control.
Yeah.
Like before it was explained. Now it's because you're lazy. That's why you're not a king. It's because you're lazy and
because you're not
won't-
working hard enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so it's really interesting. It's very interesting to me. But nobody sees it that way. And
it's to
people
keep
think that I'm
people
taking
feeling-
crazy pills, you know?
And you're not. It's to keep people feeling guilty.
Yeah.
And it's to keep people motivated only on work.
Yep.
They try. So interesting thing I wanted to bring up. Iceland, I believe it's Iceland. I might be wrong on the country. Has been doing a fucking 4-day work week since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to be offering, I think 70% of the country is going to be given the opportunity to do that permanently.
Nice.
And they're going to slowly be transitioning to that system. And here's the thing. You get paid the exact same amount you got paid on the 5 days.
Nice.
And productivity has been up. Worker happiness has been up. Worker retention has been up.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah.
No shit.
No fucking shit.
Yeah.
I didn't need a study
Yeah.
to tell me that I have been saying that since I was a child.
Yeah.
That a 4-day school day made more sense
Yeah,
to me.
4-day school week.
Yeah. I used to say that constantly. I used to fucking as a child.
5 days is too much.
It's too much. No brain can
4
deal with
and
that.
3 is good.
When I get the opportunity, when I do my dental appointments and I get that 4-day work week, it's the best. I'm way more productive on those weeks.
Yep.
Fucking, I might switch to hour lunches because I notice I'm more productive when I have an hour lunch as opposed
Correct.
to 30 minutes.
Yeah, I hate having a 30-minute lunch.
I'm never going to go back. Next time I do an hour shift, I'm switching to hours because fuck that.
Yeah.
I'll take the extra 30 minutes at work because I'm not really working. I'm I'm just there.
Yep.
Fucking, I'll take the hour because that hour was sweet. Basically, because I show up all the time, my boss had to take extra 30 minutes of my calls, which is a weird system to get people to show up to work at a miserable job. They're trying really hard to get these people back into work, and it's not working. It's great. I love it. I love seeing all the people who are not working and all the businesses who are going to go under because of it. Because here's the thing, pay people more.
Yeah.
If you're not going to pay people more, then you don't
Pay
deserve
people
to be
more,
in business.
treat people better.
Yep. Or you don't deserve to be in business. And I feel bad for smaller businesses because I know that puts you at a disadvantage to the big businesses, and I feel for you. Then advocate for a better system.
Yeah. Advocate for a better system is all you can do.
That's all you can do. Use the power that you have as a small business owner that I will never have.
Yeah.
Because politicians at least pretend to give a shit about you.
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
If all you motherfuckers sign something to politicians, they might actually listen. If I sign some shit, they're gonna throw that in the trash.
Yep. Oh man, yeah. I didn't have anything else. Did you?
No, I think
Yeah.
I feel like there might have been one other thing. I feel like you were I'm reading back through the messages, and I saw you said the thing about the brother, and then I was dancing high on ecstasy at Fur Fest.
Oh, yes.
Watch YMS Highlights channel, guys. It's really good.
Watch all of YMS's videos. All of his content is fantastic.
It's all really, really fucking good.
I just have pretentious filmmakers giving me a watch list before I watch their movie, Ryan Johnson, Wes Anderson.
I don't believe. Watch a fucking, let's say we part ways as soon as we hit the mics off and fucking come. But I don't believe so. I believe that's mostly everything I was thinking about. Unless, was there like something going on in the news that maybe I was thinking about? Was there something big on the news that happened recently? And you were like, I don't know about that. And then I was like, I know about that because I'm weird. Because that'd be it. That'd be the only other thing I could think of is maybe you asked about something in the news.
I think that was it. I think that's what it was.
The top one?
Yeah. Because I was talking about Blink-182.
You were talking about Blink-182.
I don't know if I want to talk about it anymore.
No,
I don't want to come off like an asshole.
No. We can.
He might die.
Yeah. We'll think about that. It's nothing against Mark. It's not against Mark at all.
It actually doesn't have anything to do with Mark. I don't want him to die. But like people pretending that Blink-182 is like this like amazing band. Like that's changed music forever.
Well, to me, it's the concept of like Blink-182 invented punk rock, and it's like Blink-182 is not even really punk rock.
Blink-182 is twice derivative of punk rock. So they were inspired by Green Day, which is derivative of actual punk music. So
yeah. They're like their whole
it goes
beast,
against
man.
punk completely to create a hierarchy like that, but
but
I didn't create society.
No, and here's the thing, like I'm not trying to gatekeep anybody, but like music has genres for a reason. Yeah. It's not people take it as gatekeeping, and I get annoyed by that because sometimes it is, and gatekeepers are fucking assholes, and I don't want to be one of those people. But there are classifications, in music, and certain music fits certain classifications, and I don't think it is an insult to say that they are alternative and not punk rock. But man, if you fucking are like Green Day is not punk rock anymore. Yeah,
people get really offended now. They're like, well, they just did what they wanted to do, and that's punk rock. I'm like,
sure, I guess. I'm not saying that there isn't a punk attitude, but also like
I can't fault you because I understand your logical equation there, but also you're wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong. Like Green Day made a choice, and that's fine. Yeah. I don't care that they made a choice. That's cool, man. But you gotta accept the consequences when you make choices, and you just gotta deal with that. And you don't get to decide who gets upset about what. I get annoyed in this current culture we have is that people get mad at the people who get upset about shit when there's a genuine reason to be upset. And even if there's not a complete genuine reason to be upset, people get to be upset about shit they want to be upset about. Yeah. Like, you shouldn't be a dick or run people off of line on Twitter, but like, also people get to be upset.
Unfortunately, Mark Hoppus was diagnosed with like super duper serious cancer, and now everybody is like, Blink-182 is the greatest band that ever banded, and
nobody
has
given a shit about Blink-182 for years.
No, and it's just like, man.
Well, it's like, you remember when Paul Walker died?
Oh God, yeah.
And like, listen, I hear Paul Walker did good things. He did charity events. I don't want to shit on Paul Walker as a person. No. I did not know Paul Walker.
No.
But what I will shit on is this weird, goddamn fucking Adam talks about with Beyonce.
Oh my God.
This weird we've turned celebrities into gods.
Yes.
And it's disturbing. Like, don't get me wrong.
Celebrity has replaced religion. Yeah. It really has.
It really fucking has.
Manson wasn't wrong. He went about fixing it the wrong way, but he wasn't wrong.
Was that Manson's?
Yeah, he's like they're the new gods. So if we kill them, it'll send a message. He was trying to start a race war. So
not the way you do it.
Yeah,
not the way you do it. But like, he's not. Yeah, in theory, that isn't wrong. I think you're talking about like Marilyn Manson.
No. I meant Charles Manson.
Why Marilyn Manson is fucking the way Marilyn Manson fucking is?
Fuck Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, I was very confused.
With a cactus into the sun.
But like, Charles Manson. Yeah, it makes complete. Yeah, don't race war it. Don't do that.
Don't try to start a race war, y'all.
Yeah, don't do that. No,
we don't advocate for that over here without a straight man.
We're not for race wars, but like also like.
But you were saying Paul Walker.
When Paul Walker died, everyone acted like the Fast and the Furious movies were the greatest movies that were ever fucking made. Everyone acted like Paul Walker was the greatest actor who ever fucking lived. And I'm sorry, but like Paul Walker was not that good of a fucking actor.
No, he wasn't.
The Fast and the Furious movies, if you like them, I am not trying to be a dickhead, but they're awful fucking movies.
I've never seen a single frame. They look bad,
I've
so I'm not
unfortunately
interested.
had to watch more than I can't tell you what the plot was because I don't think there is. Like they stealing shit. They're like stealing like tube TVs in the first movie. Like they're gonna do a heist. It's a car heist, and like they gotta drive real quick for the car heist, and like that's the movie.
How many of those are there?
Like 9 or 10, maybe 10. I'm gonna look. And there's spinoffs too. There are spinoff movies, and don't forget there are also like the not parody movies. What's the ripoff movies like Need for Speed, which only had Aaron Paul in it.
After we do Shyamalan, we should do those.
We can.
We should do those.
Oh yeah, if you it'll be an interesting time. And it's about family. It's about family.
I've seen the memes. I know what it's about.
I do gotta say, Vin Diesel, keep doing what you're doing. I love you. I would hire you in anything, not because you're a good actor, but because you bring me endless joy. I would probably cut
Is
all
he
of your
Triple
scenes.
X?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's the greatest actor of all time. I'm Triple X. I love him. Let's see here. How many? Fast? Yep, there we go.
How many Fast and Furious movies are there?
That's 12. There are 12
Stop.
Fast and the Furious movies.
Stop.
Let's see. There's the Fast and the Furious. There's Too Fast, Too Furious. The turbocharged Fast and the Furious prequel. The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
I remember Tokyo Drift. I remember that one.
This one's just called Fast and Furious. Los Banderos. I don't know if that's like the fucking like the international version.
That's
of
definitely an international version of it.
I love the cover art. Fast and Furious 6, Furious 7. I want to read. I know I need all the titles. Can you please give me all the titles? I need all of them in order, please. Let's see here. Yeah, view all. I need to view all of them. Holy shit. Okay, Fast and Furious 6, Fast and Furious 7, The Fate of the Furious. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. Did you know that was a Fast and Furious movie? Because I sure as fuck didn't. Hobbs and Shaw. Do you remember that shit in 2019? I remember the fucking trailers for it. I didn't know that was Fast and the Furious. You're looking at me like, what the fuck? Can you believe that? And then there's F9 in 2021, and then Fast and Furious 10 in 2022.
Well, goodbye, everybody.
You're like, how do you even respond to knowing that there's that many Fast and Furious movies?
I think about all the homeless children.
Yeah. It could have had homes.
I think about all the people who are within like miles distance of like who are addicted to drugs and living in like tents made of diapers.
All the fucking trans people who could like have gender confirming surgeries and like get their medications filled for life. But
instead, Vin Diesel's got to be like, family, vroom, vroom.
I wonder if anyone like did like a total wrap up of how much all these movies have taken. Fast and Furious 7 generated more than $1.5 billion, which just makes me really sad. Here we go, production budgets.
But I had to ask my friend to get me a copy of the greatest movie ever, The Holy Mountain, from a library at a school I went to.
Think of what is that? That fucking studio. That studio that you were watching that documentary on.
You
can't find like
Handmade Films.
Handmade films. Can't find any fucking handmade film movies. But like, I bet half of these are on streaming services. So I'm gonna tell you the budgets of these now.
Oh my!
And
I'm gonna commit suicide.
Well, don't do that.
I'm gonna commit Minecraft.
This is man. Okay, so Fast and Furious is $38 million production.
Okay.
Too Fast, Too Furious, 76.
These are the budgets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Production budgets. So I don't know if marketing is
all right, let's add it up. Let's do it. All right, what was the first one again?
So Fast and Furious is $38 million.
Okay. Second one was 76, right? All right.
76.
Give me 3.
Okay. Let me see here. We was doing main series, Fast and Furious, that 2009? Yeah, 2009. Okay, 85.
85.
Because I was like, Tokyo Drift's on there too, but I don't know if we're going to count that one. Fast 5 is 125.
Oh, wow, it's going up.
Fast and Furious 6 is 160.
Oh, we're going up.
7 is 190. And The Fate of the Furious is $250 fucking million. How much total? And those are mainline series, guys. We're not counting Hobbs and Shaw.
Give
We're
me
not
the other
counting
two.
Tokyo
Give me those.
Tokyo Drift is 85. Hobbs and Shaw here is 200.
All right. So the total cost of all the Fast and Furious movies is $1.2 billion, which, if whatever studio, like, that's how much, isn't that how much, like, that number was like a big number. Like, that could fix a lot of problems.
Yeah. A lot of fucking problems. That's a lot. That's a lot of money just for production. And like they made, like, one of them alone made $1.5 billion. Use that money instead of making more Fast and Furious movies. Use that money to fix the roads, at least. Fix the roads. Fix the infrastructure. You have enough money to do it, Fast and Furious. Like, you have enough. That's a lot of money on one movie. $250 million for a car movie. For a fucking car movie with Dwayne "The Rock" fucking Johnson in it.
Michael Eisner's come in buckets.
Cars. Cars. I love that, like, Michael Eisner. Do you want to tell that when we wrap everything up? Tell the Michael Eisner fucking story about cars.
So apparently, I'm reading this book called Disney War. I'm not done with it yet. Let me tell you who it's by, because it's a really good book. I think it's James Stewart. It is James B. Stewart. Oh, poor everybody who's named James Stewart.
Yeah.
They always got to use their middle initial forever.
Ever.
But it's a pretty good book. It talks about how Michael Eisner wanted the movie Cars to be made. Like, that was his boner movie. Like, he was literally, like, he told them for, like, close to a decade that he was like, I want my Cars movie. Like, every time that John Lasseter would come to him and give him updates about, like, movies, he'd be like, where's my Cars movie? Where's the movie about cars? He threatened to put the Toy Story 2 in direct to DVD because they hadn't finished Cars yet. Like, Cars would not come out for 8 more years after Toy Story 2 came out. Like, they delayed Toy Story 3 because they hadn't done Cars yet.
Michael needed his fucking Cars, man.
And I think it's even funnier that it was released after he was let go from Disney, and I'm just like, that was done purposefully.
Yeah.
That feels purposeful to me.
Well, remember, Pixar, they split ways before Michael Eisner left.
Oh, are they their own studio?
For a short bit, yeah. They were still, before Disney bought them. They used to be their own studio. They were, believe it or not, Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Is one of the founders. You know
Yeah,
that then. Okay, cool. Because when Steve Jobs got kicked out of Apple, Pixar was like all he had.
Yeah.
And then he was able to kind of use that to get back into Apple, which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Very interesting person, Steve Jobs. Wouldn't say a good person.
No,
but very interesting person. Pixar basically, the relationship had soured so much they were like, we're not gonna fucking make any more Disney movies. We're not gonna partner with you guys anymore. And how Bob Iger fixed that was he just bought them.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, Bob Iger's like, well, we need to. Everyone likes Pixar,
yeah.
So we need to fix the relationship, which is a good idea. But then he's just like, so I bought your company, and like to me that is like imagine you're the guy in charge of that shit. Like you just get.
It's okay. It's really funny because he's CEO because Michael Eisner tapped him like ages ago, but shortly after he was like, I want him to be my successor. He's like, don't ever give that guy power. Like, he did an about face really quick after his heart attack.
Do you think like there was something about Bob Iger that just, or was it just like the idea of him getting replaced?
He didn't care about creativity. He was only concerned about money.
That bothered Michael a lot.
He did not like where the company was heading. He was very upset with how greedy everybody had become.
And in a way, he kind of started that because he made them all that money.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You think that's why he produced BoJack?
Maybe.
Like, I'm not saying like that was like it was an intention. Obviously, that series was made by someone else, and he just funded it. Yeah. But like, I wonder about that man sometimes. I do wonder, because sometimes it does come off like that is a man with some regrets that he's just not. He's not talking about out loud. Maybe. He's an interesting individual. I know he could also be a real bitch, though, too. Yeah, oh, my God. Which can't we all? I mean, if I was the head of Disney, I can't imagine the shit I would have gotten into. The stress you got to be under. Imagine, like, we're working for Disney, and then I'm in a helicopter crash. Yeah. Like, or you're in a helicopter crash. Because that would essentially be... Yep, pretty much. It'd just be like, well, fuck everything. The tables are totally tilted in the wrong way. Yeah, then he has like a near heart attack, right? And he's got Jeffrey Katzenberg. It was up his asshole. Yep. So like I could see how that would turn you into a bitter person.
Yeah.
Like I would become bitter from that.
Yeah.
And
And
like
everybody's suing him.
everyone's suing him, and all his friends who were former friends
Yep.
are trying to kick him out of the board and shit.
Yep.
Like
I can't wait to get to that part because I'm only in 1998, so I
holy
still
shit.
have 8 more years.
You haven't
so.
even gotten home on the range yet.
No, I have not gotten to Home on the Range yet. Yeah, Disney Renaissance is at its dovetail right now.
It's finally,
So it's
ending out.
yeah, it's 98. So Tarzan's about to come out, and
That was the end, wasn't it? Tarzan really was considered like the end.
Yep.
Like that was like, okay,
yep,
it's done, guys. Was that like the sputter? Was Tarzan
I
the
think
sputter
so,
out?
yeah.
Because Lilo and Stitch was considered like a return to form in
Yeah.
2003 or 4 when that came out.
2002, I think.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because it was right after 9/11.
That's right. Because they
Because
had to,
they had to
change entire scenes and
reanimate.
shit.
They had to reanimate the ending.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. I'm like not fucking wistfully looking off
Yeah.
about Lilo and Stitch.
Yes,
But yeah, Michael Eisner, Giant Baby. I fucking still love him.
I do too.
I feel for him because like
I'll be sad when he dies.
if I was a rich white boy in privileged position, I would have been the same way
Yeah.
as a creative. I mean, like if you're a creative person and suddenly you have power, like
Yeah. What else would you do?
yeah, you're gonna create. You're gonna do whatever you can to create and put
Yep.
everyone in a position so you can create forever.
All right. Well, that was the perspective without a straight man. All right, guys.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Bye bye.